Howdy all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 26, part 9 of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we basically started operating our new services to pick up their new loads of commodities at the various industries, as well as getting our trains to deliver loads of supplies to the airport in Constantinople, as well as to the airport in Tehran. Tehran and Delhi, as well as getting our first services set up here in the Asia region with both a coal and an iron ore train. And in this episode, we're going to hopefully be able to get enough supplies at least at the Constantinople airport to supply basically a plane for its flight to Delhi. Or we'll have to supply food here at Tehran. I'm not so sure. But at least foodstuffs can be delivered here. So we can also basically build a truck station here next to the next to the tool works, and send out a truck to pick up the load and then take it to its destination. Alright, put that down. I'll need to place down this next to the airport, and we'll also need to add one of these nearby. Expand it out a bit. And then set up a new bus service in this town as well, which I did on our off-air recording. Alright, our first train of our train picking up the refined oil has arrived. Now it's heading up to pick up the refined oil at the Damascus oil refinery once the supply of oil has been brought in. Which, according to the layout, the engine is nearing the Y that will bring it into Damascus. So the oil should basically be ready by the time that train arrives, and train MED-1 is heading up to pick up heading to wait into the station. I can't talk today. Heading into the station to wait for its full load of fuel. All the while, we'll finally get started on our first Middle Eastern trucking operations. So, truck service MEA fuel. Put this in a dark green. Full load of 10 minutes. And then connect this to this. Copy the link. Put this here. And this will be known as MEB Tools. Now a full load, 10 minutes, dark green. And somehow my bus is gonna actually connect here. That's not what I want. I'll connect it to here. There we go, much better. We'll just change this station to Tehran Tool Works. And let's get our trucks. So, since we're operating American vehicles in this region, we'll use the Mack AC Tarpaulin truck to pick up both the tools and the food and the fuel. Though we'll have to take out another loan to basically purchase them. We'll put those first set on the fuel delivery, and another 10 to be used on the tools. And since the train will be picking up and delivering loads of food to the airport, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's see. I wonder if I can turn this train around. I'll set up a double slip switch, and then let this train travel on this track, heading back to the food processing plant siding at Toulouse. Once it crosses over the switch, I'll put it back to no, and then should everything be okay. I should also put my vehicles at very high because I feel like this train is starting to show age premature. As much as I like these early American supercars, problem is, however, they age way too quickly. Anyways, so here comes our first delivery of oil. Finally, we should earn a good amount of money from delivery. 12.6 million credits. That's a pretty good amount of money. And the oil is now being processed from raw oil to refined oil. Now it just needs to pick up food. Now the Constantinople Airport needs food, fuel, and tools. Thankfully, our trains are going to pick up their loads of. This train's heading up to pick up a load of steel. It's a bit far off right now, but it shouldn't be too long. Speaking of which, I think we'll have enough coal for now. We'll basically get some steel processed right now ahead of time, and to earn some profit with these new services. Let's see. If we could get enough food, fuel, and tools to be brought here, we could basically get enough for them to fly to Saigon. I'm not so sure, though. I think it just depends on the quantity available. We'll just see what happens once this Constantinople airport is full. Speaking of which... we could supply the food ourselves with trucks, but I think everything will be okay for now. Besides, our trains in the European region are doing okay from the look of it. Let's see. The lowest amount of money earned is our express train in the Middle East. Our highest was our raw oil train that just arrived. But there are some other trains that are actually starting to make a bit of money too. Let's see. Local train only has one passenger, but this train has over 163 units of food on board, which should make some pretty good amount of loaves of bread at the processing plant. Though I think we'll have to basically expand our food operations too. Thankfully, there is a fishery here in our Abdas, so let's actually connect the fishery here to our rail network. And this will be our last freight train that we'll be assigning in this region. We'll have to get rid of the vanilla track here. And then we can get started on laying down the last bits of track. We'll make a cutting, I believe. No, that looks a little too sharp on the cliffside, so no. We'll make a cut here, make an embankment here. Let's see. We'll raise the track bed up a bit. Do this. And then reconnect to the main line here, which should allow us to finally pick up fish. Because I believe the more food we bring into because I don't think a grain farm will basically supply enough food for 2 trains that are bound for 2 specific destinations with the food. Alright. I'll place down a dwarf signal here at the junction, and place 2 of these junction signals here. And then let's get started with the last freight train for this region. Picking up fish and dropping them off here at Damascus. However, we'll have to change this to a slip switch because I've forgotten to do so. We'll copy the text from the last train we did in the previous episode. This will be known as H, and this will be carrying fish. It will have a full load, 10 minutes, and also be dark blue, and I'll need 1 train to pick up the fish with several reefer cars. I believe this train could be hauled by one of our freight locomotives. Let's actually use the venerable Mogul on this operation. Sure, it doesn't go fast, but the distance is not too long that requires top speed running. So we'll add a couple of our reefers to the train. We'll carry about 400 units of fish. Let's get the caboose on the rear end of our freight train. And we'll need about 24.2 million credits to buy it. Alright. We'll assign it to the new service, and the train will automatically head to its first destination, which is the fishery located here in Bandar Abbas. And with this new connection, this fishery should start producing commodities for our train to pick up. As long as we have the right cars to carry a specific type of cargo. Trucks are still waiting for the oil. Trucks are still waiting for the steel. Oh, I've forgotten this train will also make a stop here to find this is its end of the line stop. Then it will continue on and head towards Delhi to pick up its steel, which is now currently being produced. At the same time, our express train has made its first stop at Delhi and picked up about 18 passengers. Now we also got to worry about this. Because we have a trolley network that I also built off screen, but this is going to be the only trolley service in the entirety of the map. So it's going to be trolley service A, and trolley service B. We'll get about, let's see. We'll get two of these. We'll actually get two of these Manx. Actually, no. We'll get two of these Peterwood trolley cars. Because they actually can hold 40 passengers each. Okay, seems like one of the trolleys will basically be going on a route circling around. I don't want that to happen. Oh, I forgot to add this station. There we go. Okay, King Street, you're going on platform 1. The Grove, you aren't going on track. Platform 2. So, this one needs to be fixed at King Street. You're going to be on, let's see. There we go. But King Street, you're going to be on 1. Grove, you're going to be on 2. This is so weird. Okay. Park Avenue, you're going to be on 1. And King Street, you're going to be on 2. Alright? King Street, you're going to be on 2. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Okay. 2. 1. 1. There we go. Much better. With those trolleys now in service, we should be able to get a good amount of passengers traveling around, and thankfully the steel mill only needs 1 unit of iron ore and 1 unit of coal to make steel, like what happened in the previous map. Our train will still be picking up iron ore as we speak, but soon enough we'll have plenty of steel to be picked up here at the Delhi sidings. Train MEE2 is heading back to Damascus to pick up loads of food, which this one is already currently doing at Damascus Interchange, and this train will be taking the food down towards the Tehran airfield. This train is waiting patiently to pick up tools. Let's see. This train is basically making good time. The station at Tehran actually has 12 and 18 That's 18 people heading towards Constantinople. That's a pretty good amount. And what about the station here at Constantinople? Only 3 for the express service, but it's still good nonetheless. This train doesn't have any fuel on board, but it shouldn't be too long until fuel will finally be placed into these trains and delivered to their destinations. Let's see. Grain is still being processed into food, so there should be plenty of food being made right now. Speaking of which, what about fish? It's connected by rail, but the fishery should basically provide fish. That's what the factory here in Damascus needs. It needs fish. Oh, it's shipping out 2 units, but it's just not waiting at the platform for some reason, even though we have connected to it by rail. Shipment is by 5. That is not what I was expecting. Well, we're still finding our debt either way around. Alright. There's tons of refined oil being made right now, and our first refined oil has arrived at the Duran Fuel Refinery. Which means now these trucks can finally pick up fuel and deliver them to the airfield. And there's some fuel waiting to be picked up by trains and delivered to their respected airfields. Let me see. What else could I do? Wait. We still need steel being made. We still need steel, and there's over 82 units being made here at the steel mill in Delhi, so there should be plenty. There's no passengers on our trolley system, except for this one, carrying about 2. And our first units of steel have finally been picked up, but we still need some more coal and still some more iron. Which fortunately, our first 2 Asian region trains are now taken care of. This train actually has a lot more iron ore than the coal train. But thankfully, this train of coal will basically keep the steel mill running for a little while. But we still need more iron ore, which the other train is taking care of. Let's see. Okay. Truck MEA is now filling up with fuel, which will take it down towards the airfield. All it just needs is a train of tools to be picked up and then delivered here, and some food delivered to the airfield. Which, by the way, where is that train of food for the airfield? This train is still waiting to pick up fuel. Well, food. More grain's been brought in. That's good. Let's see. This train didn't even need to wait. I set it for 10 minutes. It should have brought fish in. Well, it is only traveling at 16 miles an hour. It shouldn't take too long for this ship to arrive. I mean, I could operate a train island hopping into Naples, into Italy, and then into Athens, but it wouldn't seem very reasonable. Anyway, our express train only has 3 passengers on board, but this train is only going at 50 compared to the 62 of our other express. This train is heading back to pick up oil. This refined oil is going up to 167. Wow, this is about to reach level 2. And there's over 360 units stored in. So that means we're going to have tons of oil, refined oil, available to be processed. Let's see. wonder if that train of steel has left. Not yet, but it has nearly 90 units of steel on board, but it needs more iron ore, which train number 40 is now taken care of as it pulls in. Speaking of which, I might want to basically fix the embankment on this track. I'm also still planning to get a passenger service started here in the Asia region. I want to at least have one express in each particular region and at least a few commuter trains to operate as well. Alright, iron ore and coal are at the steel mill. Steel is back up and being produced. The train will have about 90 units of steel, and that means we'll have plenty of steel to be processed into tools. Train 34 has picked up its first loads of fuel. It will take it back down towards the Constantinople airfield. The fuel refinery needs some more refined oil. This train is picking it up. Let's see. 6 passengers, but it actually did make a profit of over 759,000 credits. That's a pretty good amount of money. The train will basically follow the food train on its way down the line. There's 49 units of food on board, so that should fill up the airfield pretty nicely with food. All it just needs is just tools and fuel, and that should basically be it. But we still need to deliver tools, food, and fuel to Constantinople in order to get that airplane to fly. I'm not so sure if we have enough supplies at that airfield, once brought in, to be brought here to allow the plane to fly all the way to Constantinople, or having to stop in Tehran and then fly in to Delhi. Alright, first loads of food have been brought in. However, we'll need more fuel eventually. But the fuel refinery is still chugging away, and it's July, so we have about... We have still about 7 more months, by the look of it. Wait, not 7. Let me think. About 5 more months, yeah. Just 5 more months. I had to do some counting. No changes in... yet. No food has been brought in, no fuel, and no tools. But, however, I believe, despite that although, I think we made some pretty good progress so far, as now we got crude oil being processed into refined oil, and fuel being delivered to an airport, as well as food being delivered into the airfield at Delhi. So, I think we actually reached a good ending point for today's episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode on my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!